Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Good Morning Owls. Let's talk Hooters. We're talking today about a few things, a few different questions. Actually, a lot of questions. Today, we're going to go answer Miss America sample questions in honor of Karaman being the new Miss America and representing North Dakota. North Dakota! We're proud. And cheers.
And cheers. Caribou coffee.
Oh.
Even though it's not coffee, it's hot chocolate.
So yeah, guys, a lot of things happening in today's world that kind of bring up some important topics of discussion. I know a few things we were talking about right before we got on. There's a new end of the world theory that had come up into the news
Tomorrow. Actually, well,
about last week.
If this video posts, then that means the end of the world actually did not happen.
Yeah, so some of you would have, yeah.
So we would not be watching this right now if.
Yeah, so September 23rd is the date that they predicted the world to end. If you see this video, then it did not. But if you don't,
it's very interesting. It's a Christian guy, right?
Yeah.
So the idea here, and I'm no expert, and I never try to portray myself as an expert on any of these subjects, but from my common knowledge and just from common knowledge of the Bible, it states in a roundabout way of speaking that humans will never know when it will happen.
Yeah.
Humans will never be able to predict what's going to happen because it's prophesized, but it could happen tomorrow. It could happen 200 years from now. It could happen 2,000 years from now. Who knows? And a lot of times when people are mentioning the end of the world, it's not so much in a destructive context either. It's talking about how it's like an enlightenment of the end of the world. It's end of an era of the world. So that's another perspective that some people talk in a Christian sense too.
I think a lot of people get nervous when they see a lot of hurricanes happening, a lot of big earthquakes happening.
Yeah.
And they're like, the end of times are among us. The eclipse just happened.
Yep.
So and all these things happened after the eclipse.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah.
And so that's why a lot of people are like,
Yeah. I mean, who knows? In biblical context, it's, nobody will know. And then according to scientists, we've been through this how many times?
Yeah.
2012, the world was supposed to end 5 years ago.
That's true.
We're still here.
In 2000.
In fact, that one was even so hyped up that they made a movie on it.
Mm-hmm.
So
multiple movies.
So it went from a drama to a comedy.
Yeah.
We can all laugh.
But yeah, so there's a lot of different things coming on. Obviously, you guys know a couple weeks ago, the new iPhone was officially released. New Samsung phones coming out. Matt, give us a little tech insight on what you're finding the differences between the new iPhone and the new Samsung's phones coming out. What are the differences?
Well, I think first and foremost, I'm a Samsung user.
Yep.
So, and as are you.
Me too. Samsung.
Yep. And but I think I see this thing going around too with like the sheep are buying the phones and how people are being loyal to their brands, which is fine. Like, you have good experiences with Apple, you're going to stick with Apple. If you have good experiences with Samsung, you're going to stick with Samsung.
Mm-hmm.
When I see some of the specs for the new phones, they are, if I have just to break it down in a overall sense, Samsung allows for more customization. Samsung allows for more innovation. Apple is definitely more designed for just an ease of access.
Mm-hmm.
Apple's easy to use, and that's why a lot of people like it. That's why a lot of people go with it. Design-wise, it's sleek. It looks nice.
Yeah.
Samsung, however, though, I have the new S8 Plus, and design on that is just outstanding. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I guess the Note has a new dual camera function. Where it's filming
about that.
Yeah, it's filming two separate things at once. You can film, so if you're doing a concert,
Yeah.
you can zoom in to your singer, like your main singer on the stage, if you want to catch that. But then it also can film like a wide shot of the concert. So that's kind of cool. Other than that, though, I mean, it's just as phones get more advanced, they're just getting faster. Mm-hmm. The battery life on the Note is incredible.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know the actual specs, but when I had my Note 5, that battery was just amazing. And that's something Samsung has really done a good job of, I think.
I think that's important because, I mean, us as business people, entrepreneurs, I'm on my phone all the time sending a message. And so to have that reliability.
Yes.
To know my phone's not going to die by 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
It goes past the workday.
Yeah.
That's big for me.
Yeah, like my phone at the end of the day, I mean, I don't get down. I mean, granted, I just got the phone. So, I mean, it's, a couple months ago. But, I mean, I'll get to the end of the day and I'll have still 65, 70% left on my phone. And that's after full use. So just like what you were saying, we use it for emails, we use it for calling. But I have to give credit to Apple too. They're finally taking steps in the direction that Samsung is finally doing, with the face recognition thing.
Yeah.
They're updating a lot on their
What do you think about that? Because, I saw this thing on my Facebook the other day where it said, what happens if they related it to a situation, Bear Grylls. Let's say he's in the middle of nowhere and he's trying to make like an emergency call or something and he's hurt. And he doesn't have his phone, but like his friend has his phone, but he can't get into his friend's phone because of the face recognition.
I think it's the same way.
I don't know what's the whole thing behind that.
Well, I think they approached it similar, and I would hope that this is what they would have done.
Yeah.
But approaching it similar to what Samsung does, where you can choose.
So you still have the options.
Yeah. So like with Samsung, you can choose. They have this new iris, password thing where like it scans your eye.
Oh, really?
So yeah, like I've got that on my phone. I haven't tried it.
Yeah.
I'm not really keen on the idea of a phone scanning my face.
It's a cool thought.
It's cool, but
it's kind of weird.
I don't think I'm ready for that quite yet.
It's like Snapchat when they came out with find where your friends are all the time.
That feature I could go on and on about because that one to me is just
it's a little different. I understand why.
I understand why you're trying to link up your friends. And you can set to like what friends can see, what friends can't.
Yep.
It's not like it's like an open platform. But
that's true.
But I think in terms of the face recognition, and I think that it'll be an optional thing. I don't think everyone has to use it.
Yeah.
That would be kind of dumb if you had to use it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing Apple, I mean, they've done some things that force people to be out of their comfort zone. And I think if anybody in the world is to do that, it would be Apple.
Well, and there's only one way to move forward, to try new things, see what works. And I like the attempt to get into augmented reality a little bit.
Yeah, with the new emoji, like animated emoji.
Yeah.
You can have your face basically animate. So it's very interesting. I have to give credit though. Apple is definitely taking a step finally, hopefully in the right direction. And I'm not speaking on a biased term either.
Yeah.
I love my Samsung. It's been very reliable for me. Nothing's blown up in my hand.
Yeah.
That's only been a couple cases, and I know that they get just a terrible rap for it.
Yeah.
But mistakes happen. It is what it is.
If this is what I want in a phone, if I could tell you my dream phone, this is what it should be. The next iPhone or Samsung, they're gonna take this idea and they're gonna make millions off of it. You ready? I want my phone to turn into a drone. I want there to be a functionality to where I can hit it. Wings don't come out or anything. It just does it. It just does it somehow. They find a way to do it. And it films me 4K. Great quality. For me to go like this, woof, I want to get a second camera angle on us. Woof, drone activation. And I just say it. Drone activation. And it goes up in the air.
Now, would you want something that's more just dedicated for a drone to do that? Or would you want your actual... Like, what would be a benefit of your phone being able to do it? Versus having just something separate?
Everything in one pocket. In a small compact thing. Still really high quality. It goes up. It just follows me around when I want, so I can do vlogs and stuff, and it edits it for me. The other thing I think they should have in a phone too is that same phone they add high quality projection screen, and they wipe TVs out of the market.
Although I like my TV.
I think TVs would probably stay in, but
I think so.
If it was high enough quality projection, I'm not talking.
Yeah, I think
real clean.
Well, and I think that's, if we're talking in a similar sense to the comfort zone, I think people are going to be adjusting.
Yeah.
I think, Samsung with the Note that just came out, they are doing some new things, but it's not crazy enough for me to justify buying a new one quite yet from my S8 Plus that I just got months ago.
Yeah.
I don't see the point in doing so, unless if it was like, just an unbelievable. I know it's got a great battery life. I know that's kind of what's been hyped up about that phone. And the new display, of course, Samsung has a great display. Watching things in 4K.
Oh yeah.
I can see everything in 4K for me on my current phone, so I don't really need a Note to do that. So I think in all, if I was to sum up the argument, Apple versus Samsung. It's.
Just kidding.
I like both. I have a Mac Pro.
I do love Apple products.
Yeah, you have a Mac.
I have a Mac too.
So we rock Apple products. It's just, I think in terms of customizing, I love to be able to customize my own experience on my phone. I don't like to be limited, because I like it being a little bit more just what I can make it.
Yeah.
I don't like it to be just the same thing throughout the whole thing. Everybody has the same thing. I don't like that.
Yeah.
So, and maybe that's a stupid reason, but who knows?
Yeah.
I just like the ability to customize. So.
Yeah. They're great phones. They do what you want to do. You can call people. You can text people. You can go online and.
The thing is,
go on Facebook.
The Apple now, it has the backside is glass. So, supposedly, like now both sides are breakable. Instead of just the one. Have you ever seen that where someone breaks their Apple user breaks their phone, and then they leave the screen with all the glass cracks because it's just it's so expensive to fix.
I thought this one have an indestructible.
I don't know if it had indestructible. I know
just water, right?
It's water resistant. Yep.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's resistant. If it's built like your Samsung now. You got the Active, which supposedly that thing.
They discontinued the Active though.
Yeah. But supposedly that thing is one of the most durable phones in the market.
It goes. They did a 500 drop test on it. They dropped the phone 500 times and it didn't break. That's really from 5 feet.
Well, and it's proven to be. I've seen you drop your phone, not too much, but
yeah, I love the Actives. I think I may stick with it until they do something crazy with phones.
I don't like the idea that Samsung took out the battery, how you can't replace the battery anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like Apple, where you can't really replace the battery. It's all limited.
You have to upgrade, or you have to send it back, and they have to do it for you.
Yeah. So that's my thought on the phones.
I think it's good. We're moving forward into the future. All right, guys. So we're now going to answer some Miss America questions. I know you guys are all eager to hear us answer these highly political.
Always iffy on political questions.
Yeah. So the trick with these is to be super biased to one side. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
All right. So the first question. Let's grab this computer here. First question. What do you think are American values, and what makes them distinctly American? How do you see your career goals deriving from or supporting those values? I'll say it one more time.
Please do.
What do you think are American values, and what makes them distinctly American? How do you see your career goals deriving from or supporting those values?
Well, if I was to be completely cliche with it, the pursuit of happiness is definitely the core. Us as entrepreneurs, I think we find the value in just the everyday. Mm-hmm. Us being able to go out and do our own job, and make it our own, and not have to be under someone else. Mm-hmm. I think American values are. If I was just to put it in simple terms, it's freedom.
Yeah.
It's all based on freedom. It's all based on this pursuit of happiness. we have what many countries don't: resources, so we can be free.
Yeah.
I think that's a big one, and I think that that's something that a lot of us take for granted, unfortunately. But I place value upon the resources that we're given every day.
Yeah.
Us living in North Dakota, most people would not think, oh, most people would think you're in North Dakota. How in the world are you, in this industry doing what you're doing? Well, we made it an industry.
We did.
We made it what we wanted it to be, and people were receptive to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the resources were there. The people here are so gracious and giving,
mm-hmm.
and helping and supporting each other. And to me, that's a resource. And I think Americans, despite what the media portrays people as,
mm-hmm.
Americans are very supportive and very helpful. Yes, when you look online on all the trolling and stuff going on, I don't think people need to use that as a representation of our country. And unfortunately, mm-hmm. that's what's going on, is people are personifying that as the American way, and that's not the American way,
mm-hmm.
at least from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I try to stay off of social media.
Yeah,
as much as possible.
When it comes to the news side of things.
Yeah, when it comes to news, when it comes to, if I want news, I will go look at sources that are credible.
Yeah.
So, I think, in a long story short, the value of resource, the value that we can use these resources in order to be free.
Mm.
And then vice versa. We're free, so we can use these resources.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I'd agree with that. I think there's that American value is family.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it really is
That's
a root
big.
value. I don't think that's really changed. I think that's everywhere, though. I don't think that's strictly an American value. I think that's everywhere. At the end of the day, that's what everyone cares about.
It's a motivator. I think both of us have,
yeah,
families that we want to start at some point.
Yeah. I mean, the American value is opportunity.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we have an opportunity every day to create what we want.
Yes.
Literally every day in America, we can say what we want. And there's some people we were talking about this morning who say some really interesting things on the internet because they can. And that's an opportunity. If you do that in other countries, if you did that in, just as an example, North Korea, you'd probably be put in jail.
Yeah.
You can't say things about the president in other countries sometimes. They monitor that stuff. Here, they monitor it, but they're like, hey, he deserves to say that.
Yeah.
It's freedom. And that right there, all by itself, is a game changer. And I brought this up the other day. I think that's why America became so advanced, is because we allowed people the freedom to speak. Up until America happened, we were making advancements, but it took years for things to get done. The wheel happened. Then it took 200 years later, and they learned a new agriculture, so many things took so much time. But then all of a sudden America happened. People were able to talk creatively, and they advanced,
mm-hmm.
And so I think that's an American value is speech, for sure, in a roundabout way.
I mean, a lot of people abuse it.
Yeah.
I think, at least from what I've seen, because there's a freedom of speech, and then there's a right. There is a right or wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just have lost that.
Yeah.
And I'm not generalizing. It's just social media has become very desensitized to speech.
Yeah.
I think people abuse speech all the time online.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because a lot of people take online seriously.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will take those words and it will hurt them.
A lot of people don't do research nowadays.
Yeah. Oh no.
So they hear one perspective and they go, "Oh, that's the truth."
Yeah.
And we talk about that all the time, the importance of word and what it means to us. I think, to me, word's super important.
Yes.
And I think there are a lot of people out there who agree with that, but there's some that don't realize the importance of word, and that's okay. That's okay. They don't have to, but I think words are very, 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 very important. What you say becomes your thoughts and reality, and you reiterate, you solidify through speech.
You do.
When it comes to education, they always say, it's always good to practice and teach out loud. That's the best form of learning.
Yeah.
So that means what you speak, you're ultimately teaching yourself too.
Yep.
So if you're talking bad about somebody or something, you're teaching yourself to think badly about that, and you're reiterating that philosophy. And so
it's discipline.
Yeah, monitoring what you're saying is really important. That's an American value of mine.
Yeah,
is speech.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And it's a weird American value because I don't think a lot of people think of that as a value.
It is,
but that's big for me.
Yeah,
that's really big.
I know we're running low on time too, so
yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much a cap on the show. We've gotten into some pretty detailed conversation, guys. Thanks for watching Hooters. Another episode. We'll see you later. Peace.